Cattle appears to be on the rebound. AgDay's Michelle Rook has more in Markets Now.
Monday's market closes higher in cattle and soybeans, lower in the corn and wheat market. Shawn Hackett with Hackett Financial Advisors joining us. And cattle look like maybe they put in a low, Shawn, but how much recovery or retracement do you expect?
I think it's reasonable to expect we can get a 30% retracement of the decline we saw. If you look at what the chart did, we broke above the 2014 highs, had a parabolic rise, and we came back down to meet those 2014 highs, which now becomes support. It was a logical place technically for the market to balance in both feeders and in the live cattle market. And so I think some kind of a 30% retracement would be a reasonable expected balance, but I'm not expecting a renewed sustainable uptrend. I think we need some backing and filling, some bottoming here going into the first quarter before we need to see that beef cutout price stop falling, and it's continuing to fall for the third month in a row.
Soybeans also higher on Monday. And of course, we're putting in some Brazilian weather premium. How much premium do you think we need in that market?
I personally think we need to go back to the premium we had originally before we took it off, when all these weather models that had been wet biased put all this rain back on. The rains are disappointing. They're not showing up. They're underperforming at a critical time that we're now moving from planting season in Brazil to pod setting in Brazil. We can no longer kick the can down the road any further. And I think these missed rains now, and we're supposed to go back to hot and dry next week. I think we need to put some premium on in a hurry here and at least go back to the premium we had before and then take another look at it.
Yeah. And the wheat market setting back, was that weather or was that just the lack of export demand again?
Yeah, just a lack of export demand. We've gotten pretty excited that we've seen some big U.S. exports. We've seen, Russia back away from their exports. In fact, the lowest exports of the year, the past 30 days. But, we're in the last couple of weeks of the year. A lot of times business just slows down just because of the seasonality of it. But when you have a market that's being fed on demand and you don't show that demand, it brings some sellers into the marketplace at a time, arguably, when volume is on the lighter side.
Thanks for joining us, Shawn Hackett with Hackett Financial Advisors. We'll have more AgDay coming up.